prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take him.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Game 3, the rubber match between Complexity's Minigun and Evil Genius's very own quote-unquote bad boy of StarCraft, IdrA. Well, I mean, if you're going to pick a bad boy, I mean, anyway, I'm not even going to get into it.
It's good for the sport.
No, it's great.
We're in
It's great.
agreement. We're in agreement, yes.
It's great. And Game 2 actually going to IdrA with a very aggressive push after losing his natural. I thought IdrA was in dire straits right there. I thought it was a terrible situation for him. Minigun lost virtually nothing, took out the natural, killed a bunch of units while he was at it. I think the main problem was how many force fields he actually had to use in order to do so. He used just about all of his force fields to pick off a hatchery while killing a few units, not as many as he would have liked. It's not like he killed half of IdrA's army and then killed the hatchery. He just forced IdrA's army away, killed the hatchery, left, but then IdrA's army caught up with him at 2 different points and was able to just kill so many units that the eventual push was just overwhelming.
Exactly, and if only Minigun had gone around the side there, he could have at least mitigated some of the damage. I think we're in agreement. IdrA, with the hidden third base and the production kicking in, was still way in the advantage. There was no way he was really going to lose, especially with the way he was playing that game, but it certainly would have helped. So,
yeah, I think the biggest problem there was Minigun's build from the get-go. I think that was the issue. Anytime you leave IdrA completely untouched for 10.5 minutes, he is going to creep spread. He is going to take bases aggressively. Yeah. He is going to drone up aggressively, and he will beat you. I mean, unless you feel like you can play that same style, but Minigun wasn't playing that style. Minigun was teching all over the place. He was staying on 2 base. He got the blink stalkers. So unless you're going to try and at least match him in that style, he will run away with the game. And he's so used to dealing with all the crap people can throw at him. I mean, he's used to all kinds of 2-base timing pushes, cheeses, things of that nature that would beat most players, but he's so much experience dealing with it that generally he can hold it off.
This is kind of interesting out of Minigun. Minigun was in position to go ahead and start with the Nexus. Yep, he had this in position to do the Nexus, then he stopped, then he came back over here, and he is going to drop down the pylon and start the cannon process.
I think IdrA might be able to prevent him from putting up any cannons here, though. Minigun sending in a second probe from the back. He might be able to get that cannon down. No, he's not going to be able to get the cannon down. IdrA doing a great job blocking here. Is that a pylon or is that a cannon? What do we have? Okay, it's going to be a cannon, but he's not going to be able to fully wall that. There already are drones on the inside, and I think IdrA is completely shutting this down. Minigun in a terrible situation right now.
Yeah, absolutely. IdrA responded really well to this. He's not even going to worry about the pylon. He goes ahead and lets it finish. Hopefully Minigun will cancel that. Otherwise, that could get pretty darn bad for him in a sec. Lets the pylon finish. He's going to try and come back and do a little bit of cannoning in a second. If he can get the cannon right here, he can prevent a lot of the units from coming through. There's going to be the question, though. Does he get it down?
Creep comes through and prevents a pylon from going up. I thought he was going to build a pylon there, but he actually built a cannon. And oh my god, Minigun has invested so much in this.
Yes,
he has been forced to cancel so many buildings. He left those 2 pylons up. Surprisingly enough, IdrA not leaving a Ling to kill both the pylons. He might be in a position to supply block Minigun, but he just wants to go straight to the natural.
I think he smells blood.
Yeah, he just wants blood. And also, he's forcing the cannons to be produced now as opposed to later. If he had left all the Lings on the pylons, Minigun obviously would have known. He wouldn't have had to build the cannons right away. We do have 1 cannon on the way right now. Is he going to full wall here? There are Lings on the way. Does Minigun have enough money to drop a gateway or a pylon or whatever building he may? And there we go. The gateway is now on the way, and that will give this cannon time to morph in and ward off these Zerglings. But Minigun is so far behind. We are at 25 to 34 supply at the 5-minute and 30-second mark. What are our drone counts?
Drone counts are, we have 26 drones for IdrA, 25 probes now for Minigun. But you know what's so weird? Minigun was ready to put that down. He detected a hint of weakness. He decided to go after that. Looks like IdrA's actually going to go to a third base right away. 6 minutes into the game. This is beautiful. He knows how far behind that Minigun is in his tech. He knows that Minigun's not not going to be able to make a big push here anytime soon. So he takes the third base, says, right, you're going to drop down your natural, well, I'll match you and I'll put you up by one base. So
Minigun doing a great job of chrono boosting probes throughout that entire time, though.
Yeah, certainly.
It's only 30 to 35 right now in IdrA's favor. IdrA may pull away exponentially once this third comes up.
Yeah, if he gets that saturated and he really gets a bunch of larvae out there, another queen up there, yeah, he'll be doing just fine. That's no problem. I'm really curious to see how Minigun follows this up, though. He's got 2 gas being produced at the same time. He is going to Warp Gate technology. I don't know if he is going to go down the Stargate path by any chance. He does have 4 gas before any sort of a tech structure. I mean, that could mean a lot of things from a Protoss player. It could be double Stargate. It could very well be some sort of a really quick Colossus build. It could even be indicative of some sort of Templar play. I'm curious to see where this ends up turning because Minigun has certainly not shown his hand. There it is, robotics facility coming out.
Yeah, there is a robo coming for him right now. IdrA not too worried about it, though. Also dropping a macro hatch in his main right now. Maynarding several drones to his third. And we do have Zergling weapons coming from IdrA right now. He might be hinting at a heavy Zergling style of play here. He might be doing the Baneling drop style of play on this map that is so popular. And the +1 for melee is indicative of this. And I can't wait to see this style of play. I love this style of play so much more than the Roach Hydra style. Overlords with speed, with Banelings, able to circumvent those force fields, taking away one of the main strengths of Protoss, and obviously one of the main strengths of Minigun.
Yep, absolutely. And, because Minigun is, again, going to be the kind of player who's not really going to catch wind of this before it's too late. Wow, Minigun actually investing in Robo as well. That's going to allow this layer to get done, and you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what I was thinking as soon as I saw +1 melee attacks come up. And if he goes into that heavy Baneling bomb style, the Minigun's not really going to be prepared with anything up here. All of his infrastructure is down at his natural and down towards the southern portion of his main. So just a couple of Overlords up here dropping Baneling bombs onto the economy, couple over here dropping Baneling bombs onto the economy, and that could very well
Baneling bombs everywhere.
Yep, and it looks like, we actually do have a Roach Warren coming up. So Roach Warren is appearing there over at the third.
Interestingly enough.
Interesting. I still, because of the +1 melee attacks, still believe that we're going to see a Baneling nest here pretty soon, especially because he's on 6 gas, and you're not going to be on 6 gas on 3 base with a macro hatch if you're just doing a Roachling all in.
Oh, as do I. I think you can mix Roaches in as well, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
agree.
they serve their purpose as a damage absorber and a tank, while the Banelings are your primary form of damage. But now getting a Hydra Den, still no Baneling nest, and a Spire.
Okay, so there we are. We were looking forward to the Baneling drop style, and IdrA sitting on the other side of his computer going, no, not for you today.
These
not
idiots,
for you.
They have no idea what's in store for them. They're going to be completely wrong. So we do have a Hydra Den coming now and a Spire. Maybe going to switch into a Roach Corruptor style of play, but I can't think that he made enough lings to warrant that +1, or if he's going to throughout the game.
Yeah, that's odd. Unless we're like rushing into Broodlords or something like that, where it's going to be for Broodlings. But even then, no. I mean, that's just not IdrA style. I don't see that happening at all. Let's see.
We have a 4th base coming up for IdrA at the Pocket expansion. Not the safest expansion for him right now. It's kind of in the middle. Colossus will be able to abuse those cliffs, and once he kills those rocks, he will be in a very advantageous position to attack into that. It's going to be very hard pressed for IdrA to defend that 4th. Not sure if that's the best decision for him, as opposed to taking the 11 o'clock main. And it looks like IdrA breaking down rocks all over the map right now. Seems like he has a hatred for the rocks at the moment, just clearing out all possible avenues and opening up movement on the map.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be really, really good for him as well. He does have the Corruptors coming up, so this is going to be that, I don't know, almost like pre-patch 1.2, the Roach Hydra Corruptor army, the pretty typical response to a Death Ball that you see. And we'll see how well it works out for him. His production's so good right now, and he's had that he's had that third base for so long, and it's gone untouched, though. Once again, Minigun just kind of letting IdrA do his macro style that he loves so much, that IdrA's production, I think, is going to carry him through any sort of losses that he would suffer at the hands of a large army here. And I think that he is going to be in great position to go ahead and replenish this army when the engagement actually comes. And that engagement may be happening right now. Minigun puts down a pylon there. He doesn't know if he's going to push in quite yet, warping in more units.
Just me, or does Minigun's army just look a little bit inferior right now?
It does.
It's not the size that you would expect, although great force fields coming out of Minigun right there. Going to be able to kill several lings and roaches, and he has a pylon going up in the middle of the battle. Going to be able to warp in reinforcements, but he's not pressing the issue.
No, he's not, and IdrA's already remaxed. He is at 200 supply at the moment, or one. Yeah, there's 200. So bringing up 11 roaches, 3 corruptors, and 12 lings at the same time as he puts up Zerg Flyer attacks level 1. And Minigun here has a good number of stalkers, but unfortunately, he's supply capped. He's supply capped in the middle of this crucial moment.
I wonder why IdrA hasn't gotten +1 on his roaches yet. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
okay,
finally,
so he
yes.
is getting +1 on his roaches, but he wasn't using that Evo chamber for quite a while. And, oh, these corruptors. He needs to get a good engage here and start picking off these Colossus. It looks like he's going to use the high ground to prevent damage from the Stalker.
Very smart.
Just kind of hanging out, waiting for his opportunity, and this might be it. No, he's going to go. Okay, he is heading for the third after all. Those corruptors are going all in on the Colossus. The roach is coming in, but there are no force fields left for Minigun.
And here comes IdrA. Now he's going to bust his way through all these photon cannons, and the Colossi do go down, one coming from the back, but there are so many corruptors here, they're actually going to have to start using their corruption to be able to weaken the stalkers a little bit, allow the roaches to do their job a little bit more effectively. And another 22 roaches being put up at the same time for IdrA, so he is going to be able to move right back in, sitting on 2,400 resources with 400 gas as well. And so here he comes back once again, gathering up all his forces, going to push in. What does Minigun have? Short answer, not a lot. Looks like he has 1 immortal, 17 stalkers, and a couple of sentries, and here comes the force out of IdrA.
Roaches on their way in right now. Corruptors dropping corruption on almost all of those stalkers, and it looks like that immortal is going to be intercepted on the right-hand side. Going to take that out, and so many stalkers going down. 22 reinforcement roaches coming into the fray at the perfect time. IdrA may be fended off here, but at what cost? He's forced to pull his probes off the line. And one thing I find very interesting is that IdrA had waited so long to start his upgrades this game, and he also completely forgot about burrowed roaches. He does not have burrow, and he does not have roach burrowed movement, and I think that would really help him out in a lot of these situations to send some of the roaches in the front, burrow them, flank, send them up close to the stalkers, and then reinforce with more roaches, as opposed to just creating this giant line of roaches where everybody's bumping into each other. The roaches in the back are like, hey, let me in here, I'm trying to spit some acid on these stalkers.
Let me get by here, man.
They just do the roach dance, you know.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
burrow would prevent that, and here we go. He is going in again.
IdrA making his way up right now, leading with those Zerglings. The Zerglings getting in there and doing so much damage, actually occupying all the attention of all of these units. This immortal's going to fall here pretty quickly as well. IdrA just doing as much damage as he can, backing up with those Hydras as well. So he's going to work his way in, kill all the rest of the units. The Minigun is going to lose his entire army. Still, these corruptors just kind of sitting around here doing nothing at the moment. Wow, IdrA actually didn't engage with his entire force there for a second, but he still has plenty enough to take that out. And he has reinforcements and hive tech coming up all at the same time. Minigun is forced to GG, so IdrA is going to advance into the quarterfinals of the winners bracket here at the IPL Season 2.
My boy, IdrA, making it to the quarterfinals already. I would expect nothing less from our Season 1 champion. Very impressive games. And Minigun going to head down to the losers bracket and see what he can do, see what he can accomplish down there. And we will look forward to IdrA's matches in the round of 3. Hopefully, it's a good matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to see who he ends up matching up against there. A good style played out of IdrA at that time. Was kind of a throwback, like I said before, to that Roach, Hydra, Corruptor style against the conventional Protoss Deathball. Worked well there. I think we were secretly hoping for those Baneling bombs, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he sold me with the +1 right off the bat. I thought he was going to go for the quick +2, use those aggressive Baneling bombs in conjunction with Lings. I thought the Roach Warren was just going to be to use roaches as a buffer to take damage.
And Roach drops with the banelings are really, really good.
It works as well. We did have Burrowed Roach being researched Burrow rather, being researched at the very end of that game. But nonetheless, IdrA takes the series 2-0. And if you guys enjoyed that IPL content, make sure you guys check out www.ign.com/IPL and be sure and subscribe to some of our social media. You can find those links in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. They should be right there for you. Anyways, if you can't find them there, check out Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and JustinTV/IGN Pro League. And if you guys enjoyed Cat's Pajamas and my casting, be sure and check us out on Twitter. You can find me at twitter.com/PainUser.
And you can find me at twitter.com/CatsPajamasSC2.
So stay tuned, guys. We will be coming back at you with more games from Season 2 of the IPL, so stay tuned.